Taylor Swift's got a new album out, and obviously now with Taylor Swift, what seems to have become the norm with big releases is multi versions of the same album. Now, I think this kind of, well, K-pop bands were the first ones that I was aware of doing umpteen different versions of the same album with the different photo cards inside it and people that are collecting them, etc., etc. One of my mates sort of thinks that, you know, with the K-pop albums, they've become more like kind of like, you know, people just collect the actual cards rather than the CDs and overly bothered about the music. So obviously with a trend with something like that, if you were a completist and you buy all the different versions of that album, obviously they get a higher chart position and they obviously make more money out of it. And then Taylor Swift just jumped on that bandwagon as well. We've had all the different versions of her albums over the last sort of few years, and no different with the new one coming out. I think there's at least 4 or 5 different versions. I'm not singling out Taylor Swift or having a go at her for doing this, because it's the kind of the way the market is working. But I was just wondering, what do you guys think with this? Because I'm thinking this has got it's getting a little bit daft now. And I understand it, because obviously as a fan, you want to buy everything that an artist has done, you know, to be a completist of it. And then back in the day, when most bands were releasing albums, it was kind of like, you know, it was just like the 1 or maybe 2 versions of it, or a CD and a record, etc. Obviously, I remember when singles were big, and obviously that started getting a bit silly with CD1, CD2, cassette single, 7-inch vinyl, 12-inch vinyl, etc., etc. And I'm a sucker for these things, because I mean, I bought Rialto this year. I've bought all the versions of that album that came out on, you know, white vinyl. I think there was a glow in the dark vinyl, another vinyl. So I think I got 3 of those, and a CD and a cassette. So like I'm on board with it, but it is getting a bit crazy. And the reason I say that is Madness, a band that I love, and I did a video on before about how many best ofs they've done. They've announced a new best of, and apparently there's 10 different variants of that best of. And is it me, or is it just getting a bit daft? Because, like, you know, it costs a lot of money if, you know, you buy it. And you don't have to buy them all. Obviously you don't. You could just buy one. But, you know, I was just wondering what you guys were thinking. So, cheers.